The Holocaust essentially was a systematic, state-sponsored persecution of Jews, killing over 6 million people during the Nazi regime during World War II. Adolf Hitler, the Nazi dictator, wanted to eliminate all the Jews, which was part of his aim to conquer the world. By the end of World War II, more than two-thirds of the Jews in Europe had perished. In addition to the Jews being the Nazis' main target, the Nazis systematically killed millions of other people who Hitler regarded as politically dangerous or racially inferior. With all of Hitler's victims, deaths combined, historians estimate as many as 11 million people killed, including the Jews.
Born in what time?
I was born in 1928 in a town called Brody, Poland, which had a Jewish population of 10,000. And when I was liberated, we were 88 of us that survived.
Oh my.
Do you speak a lot about the Holocaust?
I started about probably in 1983. I read an article, it said the Holocaust never happened.
Right.
And I said, if the Holocaust didn't happen, what happened to all my relatives? I decided I couldn't be silent any longer.
What was the first time you experienced anti-Semitism?
The kids came out of school and started yelling, Jesus killer. Just wait until Hitler comes. He will take care of you. And this is the first time that I heard anti-Semitism.
What were your earliest, vividest memories of the war like?
It was in September of 1939. I was, at that time, 11 years old. Germany attacked Poland. Every time a bomb fell, the earth shook. I saw my city burning. But what caught my eye, right across the street, I saw a horse laying with a wound in his stomach. And it was kind of bubbling. I've never forgotten that sight. I still see those big eyes looking at me so helplessly.
Were you put in a concentration camp?
No, I was never in a concentration camp. I was very lucky.
But as the Nazis kept promoting and spreading their beliefs, they became more powerful and lethal. The Nazis used various ways to control and manipulate Germans to support their dictatorship and ideas. To accomplish such power, they tried to control forms of communication through censorship and propaganda. This included control over magazines, newspapers, books, art, music, movies, and even radios. How did the Nazis use censorship exactly? When the Nazis took power, in 1933 the German constitution guaranteed people freedom of speech and freedom of the press, but through decrees and laws. The Nazis abolished those civil rights and destroyed German democracy. And starting in the year 1934, it was already illegal to critique the Nazi government. Even telling a joke was considered treachery. People in Nazi Germany couldn't say or write whatever they wanted. Some types of censorship other Nazi putting in place were closing down or taking anti-Nazi newspapers, banning and burning books the Nazi government categorized as un-German, controlling what the news appeared in the newspapers as well as in radios, and even in newsreels. The Nazis used propaganda and censorship together. An example is how the Nazi regime used textbooks to control what the students read in school, and how they removed other textbooks and replaced them with books that taught students how to obey the Nazi regime and to love Hitler, hate the Jews. On the other hand, Jews, especially Jewish partisans, were active all throughout Europe during World War II. They were active in the underground press, distributing leaflets calling for rebellion and resistance. Some families became active in the resistance because they had fled from the north and moved south once the Germans started to take over. Through later stages of the war, allies who supported Jewish partisans were given airdrops of equipment and personnel. They were given ration and communication allowing the partisans to better coordinate their attacks. And they were also aided by special operation officers who were sent to train members of the resistance movement against the Germans.
Most of the things I saw were so horrible that they've been blocked mentally. I guess from self-preservation or something, that I don't remember the details very much. I remember a couple of scenes very vivid. One, when we were approaching, we saw a trainload of prisoners. Turned out they were not prisoners. It was a trainload of bodies that had been sent to Dachau from Buchenwald. I presume to go through the furnaces of ovens of Dachau. That's a presumption. The other scene was in the campgrounds. I saw two of these living, walking skeletons shuffling along toward each other. They got within a few yards of each other, stopped, stared at each other, and then they tried to run and embraced. They were either related or very close friends, and until that moment neither knew the other was still alive. And yet they'd been in that same prison for who knows how long. Those two scenes I remember very vivid. A lot of the others I don't.